Hello everybody. Today in Hollow Point Corner we've got something big and special from Hatsan. It is the 62 caliber or 20 gauge slug pile driver. Yes, so now they've made this beast in the 457, the 510 50, and now this is the biggest of the production ones, 62 caliber. So we are going to run some slugs through this and give it the old beat down. But I wanted to go over just a few of the features that the rifle has, just to bring you back up to date. So it is a, I believe, 4,300 PSI fill. The little manual here tells you what to do. I don't remember exactly what the bar is on that. Let's see if we can figure this out. Hang on. So, always read your manual. Now, it says it's a 300 bar working pressure. If I remember correctly, I think on the 45 and the 50, I was doing 43 and a half, 4,300 PSI. But 300 bar, we have a Picatinny rail up front, a little bit of dovetail here in the back. I guess so if you wanted to add something extra. You have an adjustable, we'll get this adjusted, adjustable cheek piece. Okay, so you got something to lean your old neck and head on. And then the shoulder piece in the back is adjustable also. You can loosen this set screw and position this to however it fits your body. So if you've got a long chicken neck like me, you can lower the shoulder pad so you're not having to, and at the same time, by lowering that, it's raising this, so you're not having to do the old, chicken jerk. It's got 3 small pick rail tabs on it, so you've got a place for night scopes, your flashlights, lasers, bipod, and any other added knick-knack that you need. It's a side cock rifle. It's got your safety here in the front and the back. See what else we've got. Okay, so we're at 11 pounds with no scope on this. The overall length is about 47 inches, about 34-inch barrel if you consider the barrel goes all the way right here to the end of the breech. So 47's not that long for an overall gun length. 11 pounds, not too heavy considering a lot of the guns, air rifles that we're playing with nowadays are 14, 15 pounds right out the box. It is your bullpup design. It is filled with an air probe. Let's see, let me put this here where it's supposed to be. 25 pounds a shot. Good boy. So when you cock it all the way open, your fill port shows for your probe. Let me show you the probe. The plane, boss, the plane. So with this, you get some safety O-rings in case there's an issue, and you have your probe. let's see, is that, there we go, now it's crisp. So it's got the 2 holes in it, your 2 rubber O-rings, which, you know, always lube your rubber. And then what I did, because it's just a threaded back end, I ordered a male fill nipple, so this way I could screw it on and I don't have to screw this directly to my hose. All right, so it's got the quick connect, so it comes and goes. And that slides in there, just like that. See? Just like that. So you feel there's a little bit of tension, and like I always say, lube your probe. You never want to have a dry probe going in that tight hole. So always keep your rubber lubricated. It will make the insertion so much better. You know. Heat, of course, and chemicals would dry out your O-rings. Hang in there, and towel here to wipe my fingers off on. Okay, now, what you open, cough, slip it on in. Bingo, that's loaded. So to uncock this rifle, pull back on the handle, pull the trigger, releasing it, and then just slowly let it down. Now it's uncocked. Cocked, uncocked. Now this does have a beefy hammer spring. You can feel it, you know, as I'm pulling, you can feel the sear coming down. All right, goes forward. Like I said, there's your safety on and off. Let it back down. Now, let's get a scope on here. We'll get some air in this beast, and then we'll get the chronograph set up, and we'll start doing our initial power testing. So she's on empty right now, so we'll slowly start to fill her up. Okay, so you hear that? There's air going down the barrel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cock it, and that way we're taking the hammer pressure off so the valve will stay closed. See that? Now there's no leaky. Since this is on empty, it's going to take a little bit of time. You don't want to pump all your air in and get everything hot, because heat, like I said, is what deteriorates your rubber, your O-rings, and so on. So just let it slowly fill up. It's not going anywhere. I can already feel it getting warm. It's strange, when you shoot the gun a whole bunch of times, the air coming out is cold. Barrel's got condensation dripping off of it. But when you fill it up, it's like friction. It's the opposite. It heats up. It's warm. 1500, slowly working its way up. Again, these are things that, you know, once you've done it a few times, you already know, but I like to put this stuff in the video for the first time guys. There's nothing worse when you go to fill your rifle and the air is pouring down the barrel. You got no clue what's going on, especially if it's a Saturday evening or a Sunday. There's no one to call and talk to. Wow. Cool. Almost 3,000. Doing nice, doing nice. Bottle's warm. Let that sit for a second. Let's go get us a scope. Okay, so I got this scope I pulled out of the spares. It's already got this extended rail on it, so I'm not doing anything different with that. So I was right. 300 bar is about 4,300 psi. Now, because this is so new, caliber-wise, we really don't have a 20 gauge rifled air rifle in the industry. This is the first. So I actually only have one hollow point that's already been made up. So it's a 540 grain. Once we get done with this, hopefully in a few months we'll have some other weights to play with. But this is a brush buster. Just like the 58 and the 72, this is the 62. So you guys can shoot 100, 150 yards, but it's going to be a real big high arc drop. When you get into this big stuff, it's not flat shooting like a 357. So you can't turn this into a coyote rifle just because you want to. So we're going to get the scope on, and then we'll start getting us some numbers, all right? But first we need ear protection of some sort. Put these on. Pretty much dead bullseye, just down a little bit. For me, it's always since I'm not a bed shooter, do I hold my hand here? Do I put it here? Where do you put this other arm? I love these open single shot trays. So the only headache I'm noticing at the moment is where the plastic frame ends and where it hits the front. It sits on the front of this lead sled. I need some felt or fabric because it's sitting right on the little lip, which has nothing to do with how the rifle functions. So that is looking good. Let's get the old chronograph set up, guys, and see what we can do. Okay, we are good to go. Sorry about that. I think it's a 3-shot rifle, but we'll do 4 shots just to see where we're at. Yeah, 3 shots. All right. So this is the ballistic gel. So there is the regular slug. See, it's got a very tapered nose. Somewhat of a deep cavity, but not massively deep. But it was all the way 16 inches of ballistic gel, and it was at the end. So that's pretty good mushroom. You know, that really is. Pretty well pleased with that, considering it's my first experimental slug on a 20 gauge. It's looking sweet, guys. Sorry about that. All right. So we've put about 50 bullets through this downrange. And one thing I have to tell you is, okay, you have this dust cover right here that when you cock it, it opens so you can put your field probe in. Okay? And then once you shoot it, the cover closes. Okay? So it's kind of a safety feature there. Might stick a little bit, you know, as you're first working it in, maybe a drop of oil. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. But just, that's your dust cover. And when you cock it and it's locked open, the covers pull back. So just, you know, you guys that are first starting out and you're going to fill it, you know, cock it. Always put your safety on, you know, just so you don't have issues or whatever. So, recoil was nice. Accuracy, again, at 30 feet, I'm putting hole in hole. I'm also choking my esophagus. Let me take these off. So the next thing to do is to get out at 55, 65 yards and seeing how we can group. Now let me give you some numbers. Okay, I'll put the little number chart right here in the video. So, 3 shots is your safety. You've got a 4th shot you can take, but it's really dropping on speed. I don't suggest going past 4. And to be honest, if you're shooting number 4s, you're just wasting lead and air. Sometimes guys just, oh, I can get 10 shots out of my gun. And I was like, yeah, but the first 3 or 4 are the good ones. The rest get so slow, it just starts, you know, what's the point of shooting bullet number 5 if it's 6 inches low? You're just wasting the money you gave me for some nice bullets, and you're wasting your air. And if you've got one of those little compressors you got to hook to the car battery, you're just taking another 10 minutes of your fill time. So 3 shots, then refill. You know, if you're going to be target shooting, 2 shots are really 2 shots and then refill. First shot, 4,300 psi, 804 feet a second, 775 foot-pounds. Okay, we're not hitting 800 yet, but we're at 775. Again, I only have 1 bullet, so that's what we're working with. You use about 600 psi on that first shot. Second shot, 3,700 psi, 766, 703 foot-pounds. So your first 2 shots are above 700 foot-pounds. I mean, that's blowing guts and entrails and defibrillation and all that other myocardial infarction stuff. Just blowing the old rib cage out. Third shot, we're 3,200 psi, 722, 625 foot-pounds. That's still a lot of foot-pounds. See, there's a 12. That's a foot, but that don't create the type of foot-pounds this does. So 3 shots, a lot of power. Now the 4th shot, like I said, is really slow. At 2,800 psi. Again, using 400 psi per shot. 659 feet a second. To me, you know, you might as well throw it. But again, it's still 520 foot-pounds. So I guess if you're shooting at a bear and you've only wounded him on the first 3 shots, and now he's 10 feet in front of you, really upset, you still got 520 foot-pounds, you can finish him off. Okay? I think you can take a 5th shot, but it's wasting air. But somewhere around 2,000 psi, the gun will dump. All the air leaves. So in those couple of shots, I was playing around for like 500 feet a second. It just was so slow, and the gun emptied all its air. So again, 2 shots are your best. 3 shots if you're going to goof off, and then refill if you want to keep your speeds up. But 775 foot-pound, 703 foot-pound, 625 foot-pound. That's some decent foot-pound. I don't know what else to tell you on this, except I really dig it. You know, I really like it. It's not the lightest gun in the world, but you do have a long barrel, which is giving you a lot of punch. We'll see when I get some other bullet designs in here, weights. We'll see what we can do. So I just got to determine how light do I want to go and how heavy do I want to go. So we'll have probably 3 additional, 3 more weights, on the designs that I like, and we'll take it from there. But this is killer, guys, killer for right out of the box. Pretty much fill it up, put on a scope. If you know how to do that 1-shot sight in, it will save you time and money on bullets, guys. Remember, use a lead sled or a monkey grip or whatever those things are. Hold your thing. Keep that gun steady. Shoot at the bullseye. And no matter where you hit on the target, while you're holding the rifle steady, move the crosshairs. Go down and then over, or go over then down. Move the crosshairs to the bullet hole in the cardboard. 1 shot, save you a ton of money and a ton of air. You shouldn't have to be out there doing all that, how many clicks up and how many clicks over. If you get an ATN, it's got a double crosshair sight-in feature built into it. So you can keep one on the bullseye and you move the other one to the bullet hole. So if you know you get off a little bit, you just recenter it and just keep moving it until you're there. With the glass optics, it's a little harder. You kind of need, you know, a third hand if you're doing it yourself. You know, if you've not done it a whole bunch. But it really, within 3 bullets at 50 yards, you should be binging it and saving time and money. I wish I'd known that, you know, 30 years ago. I'd have saved myself a fortune on ammo. So, I want to thank Cecil Bays at Hatson, USA. This is an excellent, excellent air rifle. I'm so pleased. Again, I love single shots. You don't have to mess around with nothing. The more you do it, the smoother the action gets. You drop it in, push it in, you're ready to rock and roll, you know. So that is it for now. Yeah, let me uncock it. Safety off, pull the trigger, let it go back. Super simple. Now, if you do have a bullet in there and you don't want to shoot it while it's cocked, you're going to have to take a ramrod and slowly tap the bullet backwards to pop it out. But at least it's not, you know, the spring in the hammer's not under pressure. So, again, a most excellent air rifle for hunting. This is not a target gun. This is not something you're going to be shooting a 1/4 inch C to C at 150 meters. This is a hunting weapon. Thank you guys. Thank you Hatson. And again, thank you Cecil. And the next video, we'll be out there slinging them at long distance and just see how accurate this beast can be. But if this is like the other 2 pile drivers, it's going to be a tack driver. So again, thank you guys. Mr. Hollow Point is out.